Hey guys, DJ, Guildmaster again, Whistling Gamers Guild. We got another Team Yankee battle report for you today. Myself and Mark, we're going to be playing. I'm playing my National Guard again before I kind of mod them out. I'm running two formations. One is a mechanized platoon formation or company, and the other one is a M60 company. So the M60s are pretty standard. Three groups of four, one command of two. In that formation, they also have a set of six 120 mortars, or in this case, 4 deuces in the time, and one set of 113 scouts. For the infantry, it's pretty standard. One infantry commander, three maxed out platoons, 4 dragons apiece. Then for support, I have for formation support one FO, one set of Val 136s, set of TOW 2 armed air cobras, and then for extra like formation support, one attack platoon of Humvees. Granted, you see 350 cals and one Mark 19. Should be a minigun in there, so I will let Mark know about it. So this comes out to like 101 points. And really, when I add in, I can add in another scout section or another like Humvee attack platoon to round up to 105, and it runs fairly good. So we'll go ahead and go over to Mark, and where's your list start and end, buddy? There's a whole bunch here.
All right, mostly it's the FV 432 platoon. I'm missing 3 432s, so I got warriors with no tops to substitute.
Okay.
3 platoons separate, with a Milan team also.
Okay.
A squad of mortars and some Spartan MCTs because missiles are fun.
Yes.
And paired with that is a chieftain platoon with 2, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Support, I got a Gordon Highlanders air platoon with
So that should be interesting in our game a little bit.
3 Milans that come with it, 4-man team, and their mortar.
Okay.
For anti-air, I have 3 chieftain marksmen and 4 rapiers.
Okay.
Right around 101 points.
Okay, cool. We have yet to roll mission and stuff, but the board we're going to be playing on today, you guys notice I like open boards. It just seems more realistic. But I finally got my train tracks in finally. So I've always wanted to play with train tracks. I don't know why, but basically, little farmhouse over here, some craters, forest, a lot of fields. So there'll be a lot of short cover. I believe the train tracks only provide short covered infantry up against it. Other than that, they really don't play a part in this. There's a couple little craters around the farmhouse. John Deere tractor and International do not provide cover. Alright guys, we're going to roll up a mission, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so we're running Gauntlet. I am the defender. Mark's the attacker. So Mark's deployment zone is this square basically in here, and his objectives he's going after are over here. Now
time to recolonize.
So how this works is he wins if he's holding them after turn 6. I win if he has no units within 8 inches after turn 6. My deployments are on this table edge here, as well as the far table edge. He has immediate reserves. I have scattered reserves. So what I did, I threw one mech platoon behind a farmhouse in the tracks. Then I have 160 platoon hiding in the trees. My mortars are also behind the trees to hopefully drop some fire into that big menagerie of stuff. I have 160 platoon hiding behind the trees over here. My 2 air cobras hiding with my infantry HQ. I have 1 platoon dug in, pretty close to the objective with my FO. And then I have their transports over here. The rest of my stuff I had put in reserve, which was my Val 136s, my spearhead unit for because of points, command of tanks, 1 set of tanks, and 1 infantry platoon. It really hampers me how some stuff's super cheap on my list, some stuff's super expensive, so I start taking stuff off of there, it hurts. And then, what did you end up doing, Mark? I see you have some air infantry.
All the infantry is currently in their transports.
Okay.
So I got 1 infantry section here, going to try and push out.
Okay.
To up close and give hugs, because that's what they do. These guys are going to branch out that way towards those guys. These guys are going to try and do that. And these guys are here again, are kind of a stopgap. I got my anti-air here.
Okay.
Because range doesn't really matter on these ones. And since I see tanks off to the side, I put my Milans here, my mortars here, eventually hoping to smoke.
Okay. So he starts as having moved first. His aircraft. Can they start on the board? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they should be able to.
Okay. So
because they're still technically transporting infantry.
okay. So we have no ranged in markers, unfortunately, but I can fire bombardments. He cannot. So he has first turn as attacker. We're going to go ahead into turn 1, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that was end of Mark's turn 1 movement. So he flew his helicopters, land them on the objective. His infantry can't come out yet, though. And then what else did you end up doing, Mark? Like with all your stuff, buddy?
Moved and blitzed the 432 straight forward to the objective with infantry in them to try and get more dug in on the objective.
Okay.
Moved these guys into the field to help take care of the M60s.
Okay.
Same thing with all that stuff over there.
Okay.
Left my mortars in place, moved my rapiers into the wheat field
Okay.
to give them a little bit better cover.
Yeah.
The chieftains kind of just squared up. The marksmen just squared up, and the mortar stayed in place.
Okay.
And that other infantry platoon moved towards his infantry platoon.
Okay, cool. So we're going on to my turn 1. We are night fighting too, so unfortunately,
It's dawn.
dawn. So none of your stuff really has
Thermals. Not
thermals.
Really.
Almost everything the Americans has thermals, so I get to roll 2 dice. We've never actually fought night fight before.
No, this is the first time I've done it. I figured give it a try.
So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to go on to my movement. I don't have any reserves coming till turn 3. We'll be back. Alright, so infantry embarked in the building. Humvees tracks moved up. I actually bailed 2 of these transports out with a law and 50 cal fire. Mortars, even at nighttime, ranged in on the landed helicopters. My M60s were able to drive out. Knocked 2 of the helicopters out, failed their firepower, which just bails that one, which I don't think destroys it. We're not 100% sure. But I ended up killing a lot of infantry just from the mortar and from blowing them up. And then over here, no one could see anything except for my 60s, which they popped 2 transports and actually killed a good bit of infantry coming out of them. That's all I could really do for my turn 1. Night fighting really hampers, but what's nice with the Americans, with thermal, you roll 2 dice, take the highest. So it kind of helps. All right, we'll be back with Mark's turn 2. That was the top of turn 2. Mark, go ahead, walk us through what you did, buddy. You did a lot of maneuvering and stuff.
Dismounted my infantry from the transports that had either been destroyed or bailed out.
Which was this up here. These guys were bailed, they blitzed out. And your other helicopter dropped its passengers off and took off.
Yeah, it got out of Dodge. These guys are still mounted, which is going to be a fun fight between these 2 guys. 3 chieftains in the back showed up.
Yes.
Shot and missed horribly.
We found some rules out. So with night fighting, if a unit's fired previously, you can see to it. But you still apply the +1 for night shooting. Apparently IR, you roll 2 dice, take the highest. Thermal, you roll 2 dice, take the highest. But you don't take the +1 to shooting. You fired over here. You popped the transport and bailed 1 out. The infantry's already in the building, though.
I'll leave the guys.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty it. So this will be the bottom of turn 2. I still have no reserves yet. I guess I got a tank to bail in and some maneuvering. See what I can do. This night fighting rule is really interesting because how open this board kind of is. It really changes it because there's a possibility we fight this entire engagement at night. So, all right, guys, we'll be back at the bottom of turn 2. Okay, so. All right, I moved over. They could see not too far over here. So they fired some machine guns, these 60s, into these guys. I repeat, bombarded and killed like 3 more bases of infantry. Over here, 50 cals lit up, bailed one of these guys out. They couldn't see in the trees. Kind of moved back, fired, hit like what are those called, challengers?
Chieftains.
Hit chieftains like 3 times. They bounced them. Both my air cribbers moved over because of night fighting. He couldn't see them. Fired 2 toes and rolled 2 1s for my firepower. So I bailed 2 of them out. Over here, I moved up. Infantry couldn't see very far, but my 113s were able to see and engage and kill 2 bases of infantry over here. And that's about it. We're going on to top of turn 3 for Mark. So, all right, buddy, go ahead. You got some unpinning to do, some bails.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be back. Is it turn 3?
Score 5 up when it's broken.
So.
Yeah, defender rolls down and starts their third turn.
Okay, so Mark did a lot of
missile.
shooting, and unfortunately, nighttime keeps screwing you over, brother.
It does.
Like all his tanks moved in. You engaged the M60s, missed. These guys engaged, and because of nighttime and shooting, my air cobras are okay. Although you did range in my infantry, killed a base and pinned them. Your assault,
2 shots.
I didn't do enough to stop the assault, but I killed the bases coming in, and it actually threw them outside the 4-inch range to complete the assault. I got super lucky. These guys moved into a building, lit these guys up here, didn't really do much. These guys fired, lit these guys up. I guess, so what dice roll do I need, Mark, for nighttime?
Alright, so you're going to have to roll a 5 up to see if it changes from from nighttime to daytime.
Okay.
And then you get to roll your reserves.
Alright, so let's roll. I'm going to roll to see if it goes dusk or changes. I rolled a 6.
It is now daylight.
Okay, so now it's daytime. Alrighty then, I'm going to go ahead and roll for reserves, which is what, 3 dice?
No, 1 dice.
1 dice, 5 up, a guy comes in. I get 1 reserve unit. Alright guys, I'm going to pick what I want to bring in and see where they come in at. And then it's daytime, which is now it's going to be some hurt. Alright, we'll be back. There's been some carnage. So these guys moved up, fired their machine guns, killed 1 base. These guys over here opened up their machine guns, didn't really do much. The dragons opened up, knocked out 2 vehicles. Over here, infantry actually fired infantry shots, killed a base in the open. Then the dragons fired, bailed and knocked out one of, what are those called, Mark?
The mortars or the 432s?
The 432s, I guess. So knocked 1 out. The Humvees, the tracks blitzed, then moved. I actually got side shots into the mortars, knocked 1 out and bailed 1.
I guess both 5s.
Over here, N60 was bailed out, couldn't get back in. That platoon came on. They ended up knocking out 2 challengers. Chieftains bailed 1. Helicopter survived the AA and actually knocked 1 out.
21.
These guys kind of shot long range, these 2 from here. And they're the ones that knocked out the other one. That's about it for my turn. So Mark's got reserves still to come in. He got some bails, and I don't think anyone's pinned right now, actually.
These guys are.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's where I forgot to put the pin marker on.
Okay.
So let's see if they unpin.
All right.
And they
And
unpin.
they do. All right, we'll be back with top of turn 4.
Okay,
That was a very productive turn for you, Mark. So these guys kind of unpinned, stayed around, shot these guys, didn't do much. These guys over here, they bailed out both 113s, then ran up and threw grenades in the hatches, blew them up, getting rid of that unit. Then your chieftain, challengers. Chieftains. I'm so horrible with British tanks. They fired over here and killed 2 of my M60s right there. AA still failed to miss. Moving over, he knocked out 1 of the transports here. He assaulted and I gunned him down again. It's just so bad. Infantry kept firing from building to building. These guys rolled on and they knocked out 2 of my tracks.
no re-rolling.
So no re-rolling for that. It's going on to bottom of turn 4. I have reserves to roll. So it's what, 3 dice?
Yeah, no, 2 dice.
2 dice? Oh, that's right, because I'm delayed. Nothing. That hurts. And let's see what we can do. I still got a lot of fight left. Alright guys, we'll be back after the bottom of turn 4.
The T-80s.
Alright, so a lot happened over here. Mortars, they re-ranged in on these guys, barely. Knocked the 1 infantry base, pinned them. These guys fired their dragons, knocked out 2 more tracks. That command vehicle fired 50 cal, did nothing. Over here, these guys rolled up, machine gunned the crap out of everyone because they're not dug in, and then assaulted and wiped the objective. Over here, Yeah, these guys fired a dragon
Let's do it.
into this group, did nothing. So then my 249s opened up on the guys in the open and the guys in the building. As you can see, I actually killed 2 bases with firepower. The saw is firepower 5. 113s rolled up here, fired at these guys, just become a nuisance. Over here, air cobras.
This is one guy left here.
Made all their saves against all this anti-aircraft.
So I rolled 2. He
These guys
passed it.
moved up,
Then these
bailed both
3
these
here
tanks. They fired, did nothing. These guys really didn't have a good shot, so they machine gunned these guys, wiped out 1 base. And that's pretty much all I've done. So we're going to top of turn 5.
Okay.
You have any more reserves coming in, Mark?
No, I gotta do morale for the Milans and the one guy doing the mortar back there, because you wiped out all those guys pretty much.
And then pinning over there with them. So,
Yeah.
all right, we'll be back after this.
Okay, so the unpin.
All right, this is a pretty wild 5. Over here, you bailed a tank from my assault earlier, and you knocked one out with Milans. Over here, he fired all kinds of stuff in there, messed them guys up. We got in a hand-to-hand. 2 got killed from running in.
Point blank.
And then hand-to-hand, he killed 1 base, and then they counterattacked and killed the rest of the infantry running in on him. Over here, he knocked out 2 more tracks. So my mortars effectively are over now. Knocked out another tank. So that one guy's the last man standing. Bailed out a tank. And then,
Oh, I forgot to do assault.
that's what I was wondering. If I actually had any more assaults.
Yep, I was gonna assault. I'm an idiot.
Okay. Then my helicopter, I lost 1.
Get a 4 on the drag. Let's end this.
So I'm going to make them guys pay for not assaulting.
Well, I was gonna say if you'd let me, I would, but
If you want to, go ahead. But I'll get
they're probably gonna die anyway.
let me get my defensive fire, and then
Yeah.
I'll have him because he's with an 8.
Yep, I'll let you do it.
All right, so we'll be back. We'll see. Maybe that'll pan out over there, guys. All right, so we got that assault taken care of. So he ran in. I killed 2 with defensive fire. He popped 1 through double bail because it went back and forth. Then I actually was able to run over a base, and they failed their counterattack and just ran back. Okay, so now going into bottom of turn 5. So, all right, we had some craziness. I moved up. My 113s came on, so I road dashed them up here to get within range of this. M60s kind of turned, machine gunned, then assaulted, actually crushed a guy and killed 2 guys with fire, but I failed my counterattack, so I pulled back. Over here, these infantry piled over. I actually assaulted and blew a tank up, but then failed my counterattack and had to fall back. These guys shot, did nothing. Other tank ran away. My air cobra got knocked out from the rapiers. Apparently, we were shooting wrong with him, not enough shots.
My fault.
These guys fired. Really didn't do much except for bail out a tank, and then I think killed 1 infantry base. Then my dragons opened up, knocked out a tank, bailed 1, and some other vehicles are moving around. So he only has 2 bases left on the 1 objective, but we will see what happens. So this is up to top of turn 6.
Okay.
That I cannot. All right, so
Splitting fire, this drag,
we're
this Carl G's
it's down the wire now. He bailed out a tank over here from shooting. He long bombed over here from this guy and missed.
And this guy over here.
And that guy over there, that command. He assaulted. I fell back. I lost a tank, but I did kill 1 more base in the assault, so the tank had to roll back in the woods. These guys fired, knocked out a tank. Knocked out one more dragon. So I need to roll for reserves, and then we need to see what happens. This would make or break this turn. Both formations, my formations are actually looking really good right now, even my tank formation. So we will see what happens.
Carl G and the drag.
We're gonna roll morale.
Okay, so we'll go where I did. These guys moved up to stay hidden. These guys blitzed and moved over.
We try not to.
That guy failed his bail.
that's why
These guys moved up machine guns, killed a guy, then assaulted and smushed a
Well,
dude.
no, I don't like.
He kind of
losing
moved up.
today.
My tanks came on the board here to do a sweep maneuver. Them guys fired a dragon, knocked out 2 more transports. Then they saw lit up the guys on the other side of the railroad tracks, did nothing. These guys moved around, and I was able to pop him with a dragon shot to the side. These guys did nothing. He passed his morale. rolled around, shot him in the back end, but did nothing because he sucks. So I guess what do you have to do now then, Mark?
I got to roll morale for tank formation now.
So
To see if, and I got to see if that guy gets back in. Then after that, try and knock you out the objective.
okay, because the objective is live now.
Yes.
So what do you have left in the tank formation?
HQ, the chieftain with his bailed out buddy, and that's it. The tank formation, the infantry formation. I have the MCTs, the Milans, and then these other Milans with their one mortar guy there.
Okay, so you have to bail in first.
Yep.
So go ahead and do your bail in, brother. We'll see.
Get back in your tank here, bud. I don't think so.
Okay.
Double check here.
Hey, can I use your scouts one more time?
Because then you can do then you have to do morale.
No, he does not get back in.
All right,
Morale.
so you get a re-roll because your commander's within
Oh yeah,
6.
that's right. Yeah. So let's try it again. Need a 3 up. He gets back in.
Okay. So they're just barely within good spirits.
Yep.
So it's because it's him left and him left.
In the HQ unit.
That's what I'm saying. The HQ and those two.
Yeah.
Actually, they're not in good spirits because they're outside of 6. So
Morale then.
good morale, yeah.
Their morale is 4 up.
Re-roll because of commander.
Yep.
Now you're good.
Okay.
Okay.
And then yeah, the other things I have 2 units that are in good spirits. Even though the
Okay.
commander's dead.
Yeah, it's getting rough. Here's your token back.
Yep.
All right, we're going on to top of turn 7. See what Mark can do.
Yep.
Maybe because my helicopter's only knocked out 2 units, I think.
Yeah, but I would have been able to free him up more.
Okay, so all kinds of stuff happened. Mark, your vehicle there, what's that called again?
The marksman.
The marksman moved up, engaged, knocked out 2 things. Infantry fell out. He bailed all three, but the one got back in and failed it and succeeded his morale. My Val 136 has come on as reserve. For this is my turn. He moved up. That unit's still kind of spread out. I'm gonna try to get rid of it. Yeah, you're doing stuff. It's just I have to try to make it to where you can't come across to come get to these objectives. So we will see what happens going into bottom of turn 7. We had some stuff went on. These guys failed their morale, or not morale, but their unpinning, so they're stuck. Said all but that one tank got out of his thing, or bailed back in. He fired 2 shots, knocked him out. These guys fired into that guy and double bailed him out. These infantry unloaded on the guy near the railroad tracks. These guys moved up. I'm trying to get them over here. And then these transports and those transports engaged those guys there and killed 2 infantry in the wood line. That infantry unit's still in good spirits, but I'm trying to maybe make them break. This will be top of turn 8.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do your morales, brother.
Morale on the tank in the back. He's good because he's right beside the commander. And these guys, they lost another friend. Rally of 4 up. Nope.
Oh,
They
unfortunately.
run.
And then their transport goes with them, which is just that one
They
dude.
held back in the last surviving track.
Okay, it's still anyone's game right now.
Yeah.
Going on to the top of turn 7, Mark. All right, buddy, we'll be back. So some stuff happened. Those guys finally passed their blitz. What are these guys called right here, Mark?
Spartan MCTs.
The Spartans finally passed, knocked out this guy. Them guys moved forward, fired in here and missed. The Milans and infantry just moved around. The mortars said we're tired of getting shot at, moved and fired on my 113s. I think that's about it. I still have 2 reserves to try to get in there for this turn, which I'm not sure if they're going to do any good. All right, guys, this will be the bottom of turn 7.
Okay, so bail out. So if they fail to bail in, they run, don't they?
If they fail to bail, I think they break.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what happens here. We'll be back. So these guys end up breaking. These moved up. My attack Humvees moved in. I actually killed two Milans. I actually rearranged in over here on that big mess. My 50 cows on both groups opened up, bailed one out.
Count my cards real quick.
Dragons, one was out of range. These guys basically just ran up. I'm going to try to run them across the field here. And then these guys fired at them, did nothing. So this is back on the top of turn 8. So let's see what happens. You still have to do a morale check for that one tank who's by himself.
Which one?
The one
Beside
dude.
the commander.
No, the cannon doesn't. It's the
He
actual.
would have passed the morale in the last round. He should be good.
You have to roll every turn with its one vehicle.
Okay.
But you'll get a reroll because the commander's
Yeah.
there. I think morale, what, 3 or something?
4.
He's good. And then I don't know what else you
I
have.
gotta roll the bent, see if one gets back in.
Yeah, and then we'll be back after we do some stuff, guys. All right, it's a wild turn. Your mortar is Mark's mortars fired at this infantry. Got hits, but I made my saves, but not enough to pin them. These guys fired their Malons and
Track and failed to do anything else.
yeah, blew up thing and failed to do anything else. These guys fired, knocked out one of my tanks. Luckily, it's my command squad, so I don't have to take a morale. Although it's getting close for that unit. They're going to be getting close for leadership. Oh, and you bailed out one of my Humvees. Like, somehow he hit 6 times, and I made all my saves against his machine guns.
And then I failed my firepower.
Oh, it was pretty bad. All right, we're going on to bottom of turn 8. We'll be back.
The math hammer is not.
So these guys passed for leadership, and one failed to get back in. My tank moved around here to stay alive. That guy failed to bail in. They drove over here, actually bailed out 2 vehicles. These guys, 50 cows, bailed out another vehicle. Over here, these guys moved up, missed with their dragons after the blitz. One law did catch a mortar vehicle, blew it up.
No, bailed it.
Oh, bailed it. And then, wait, these guys didn't fire yet.
No.
All right, I only got 1 dragon shot. We'll fire it at the rapiers, I guess.
Okay.
So there was no. Okay, it hits.
Roll the firepower.
Firepower 3, so another rapier blows up.
You bailed one of the other ones out.
Okay, okay, now that's everything. Now on to top of turn 9.
Yeah, so bailout stuff comes in.
Okay, so you really productive turn. Killed 2 dragon bases out of here from machine guns from them. He failed to remount. One actually remounted in your Spartans. The other one failed to remount your rapier. You did knock out both these guys. Thank God he was in a foxhole. He survived everything, but he's pinned now. The transports fired at the Humvees, but kind of shrugged it off. So this is the bottom of turn 8. It just keeps going until someone wins or someone breaks. So, all right, you can't be getting too much more left here. So all my reserves are in now. So let's go ahead and do some remounts and some stuff. Okay, so these guys moved up, assaulted, destroyed the tracks. Everyone's bailed over there but one. Didn't do anything to the infantry. These guys dug in. FOs fired, did nothing. My infantry left the woods, blitzed out, and moved up to assault. They got gunned down. Although I did knock out another unit for good spirits, hopefully. Or going towards morale. So, on to top of turn 9.
Woo!
Roman noodles.
Let the shoot sting
So,
begin. If I range in now, I lose
Mark May's leadership drove up, but his normal guy bogged down up here. This guy rolled up. They both fired at him, but he's hard to get rid of. Almost all the stuff remounted up back in. He did bail out 2 Humvees to that big group back there. So if I don't get anyone to get back in, they're going to be doing leadership.
I'm sure it's going to hit terrain.
So, all right, on to bottom of turn 9. This game has just been bloody. Long bomb hammerhead actually bailed this guy out. Commander rolled up to his commander, put 2 into the side. One guy failed his bail. I stopped firing my mortars because they're so depleted. I re-roll hits. So the Humvees rolled up and just started gunning everything down. Didn't do anything, but hit them a lot. Infantry filled their blitz. They just moved forward. Humvees moved up, fired. Or 113s. This one moved up, fired to them. My guys actually blitzed, and I got 4 dragon shots in there, and actually knocked out 2 and bailed 1. Now it's on to some morale stuff, hopefully. We'll see what happens. All right, Mark.
All right.
You want to do it on camera?
Nah, I'd rather not.
Okay, buddy. We'll be back, guys. That was close, man. So at the very end,
So I wonder if you're gonna make formation. What all from your tank formations left?
the only thing left would have been that guy which you killed. So those mortars run,
Okay.
and that was the only thing left in that formation.
Okay.
So those just those 2 units. That's
Okay.
why I hid my commander. And then my infantry formation, I have that left, my infantry commander,
Okay.
that infantry with their transports,
But I do get a reroll since my
and then the
formation
scouts. That was
right
part of
there.
that infantry
So
formations.
I've
They're
made it
still
nice and simple
good.
for
The
myself,
only thing
and
left in
each
my
formation
infantry
together.
is this group of Milans that started out as 4,
Yeah,
and these 2, which again started out as 4.
yeah.
These guys are support. Somehow they still survived.
Yeah, once my air cobra was gone, there was kind of no reason to shoot at them,
Yeah.
except for, and since they were formation support, me killing them. Because my goal now was, once you were off of these 2 objectives, was to try to break one of your formations as fast as possible,
Yeah.
and then hopefully push you back. This was the 2 biggest things, you understanding how your rapiers fire the shots,
Yeah.
and night fighting.
Yeah, night
Night-
fighting definitely did it, because I think night fighting would have been over a lot quicker.
Yes, yes. So for you guys out there, if you're doing some pretty open boards, like this is fairly open, but to me, this seems more realistic around a rail line. Like
Yeah.
you're out in the farmland, so this seems more realistic to me. But nighttime changes everything.
Oh yeah, especially if you have just IR versus thermals.
Thermal's definitely a better bet because you negate the +1 to hit. That was a really good game.
That was very close.
It was very back and forth. Looking at this at first, I thought you definitely had it,
So if I
but
first here, it would be
I just had to push you off of here with the infantry, and I got lucky because I used my tanks. I was trying to put pressure on your deployment zone, which I thought was just here. Turns out it was this whole
Yeah,
board
the whole
edge.
table edge.
Whole board edge. So because of that, we had this giant tank battle in the woods.
Yeah.
And I think that helped because that stopped you from rolling onto me really quick.
infinite move.
And you divert a lot of your forces that way to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys, the helicopter guys, was MVP. They got in their first turn. They lasted a while.
Yeah, they definitely dug in. Another good thing was bringing in these chieftains over here
Yes.
to pop your mortars. Should have done that sooner.
Well, they messed up my tanks. I have to say, for me, honestly, my MVP of the game was the infantry starting this building. They fought that whole big infantry unit off. They knocked out both tanks. They rolled over here, knocked out the mortars, and then they popped a vehicle or 2.
Yeah, the most survivable though has to probably be your command infantry.
Oh yeah, I dug him in. That was the only way it saved him.
Yeah.
I think that kind of hurt too because you failed a lot of your pins over here.
Yeah, I felt a lot of my dig-ins.
Yeah, if you would have dug in, it would have been different because
Yeah.
I wouldn't need to use machine guns, or I'd need to use actual main guns to get rid of you.
Air mobile is good if you can get them in and dug in. That's the bad thing is I couldn't get them dug in.
I almost wonder if when you drop your air mobile in here, if you would drop smoke somewhere along here to
Yeah.
help obscure them even more.
That probably would have helped, but again, it was still that whole overhead fire from the mortars. That's what got them the most, is getting pinned.
What's your big takeaway, Mark?
Read the rules better on your vehicles.
Yeah,
'Cause I
that's
think
all of us.
if I would have played these rapiers like they would have, I probably would have killed the cobras quicker
Yeah.
and been able to do a good flank with the
Yeah.
chieftains.
Now that we're really getting fleshed out on the helicopter rules, they're a bit more survivable.
They are.
You have to hide them next to at least terrain 4, which is trees.
Yeah, 'cause
So
guided
you
anti-
basically go hunter killer with them, hop out, destroy stuff.
Yeah.
I can shoot it in both.
That was a really good mission. I almost wonder.
They call it the Gauntlet for a good reason.
Yes, yes, and that was pretty brutal. My reserves coming in piecemeal really hurt too.
Yeah.
But that was a good game. That was a very good game.
Hey, another thing I wish I would have done was maybe brought my chieftains on and just kind of spearheaded it.
Straight down the road.
Yep, dashed them in as best I could.
You kind of couldn't though because I had them 60s over here, these tanks. And
There was
so,
a lot more for them to chew on though. Like if I could have been, another thing that hampered me is I didn't really have scouts, so I couldn't expand my deployment zone.
yeah,
If
I
I could have
have
expanded it to at least the force here, I could have walked the Milans in,
Right.
or at least
Right.
an infantry company in.
right. That was a very good game. Blue on blue is always weird. I'm working on getting a Soviet army or like a Middle Eastern army to play, so we can have some like more red on blue engagements. But either way, this is still a fun one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Anything else to add, brother?
Get them in here, get the scrap off the field.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think this was a win for anybody. It was more of a draw.
Yeah.
The colonization efforts failed for now, but we'll get them next time.
All right, guys. we'll try to stop it. All right, guys. This DJ with Swarming Gamers Guild. If you guys like what we're doing, you know that whole thing people say, subscribe, like, stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
smash
that like button.
and
That sounds so gay to
and
me.
don't forget to sign off. Ready for this?
What's that? Oh, there we go. All right, guys. That's that. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Most of my stuff is anti-LP.